Hey guys, what's up? Damn, I thought I'd review this movie. I just released an old review, and wow, I ain't bad for a cowboy, right? Got my hat underneath me. But I'll talk about the movie Django. I already reviewed Django Strikes Back years ago. Just released that video blog just now, and check it out. By the way, there is an official sequel to the original Django, and there've been a lot of clones of this movie. You know, Italian cinema exploitation ain't that popular. And they made a lot of Django movies after this, just to capitalize on the success of the first one. It was kind of crazy. So you know which Django was the real Django. But the real one is the one with Franco Nero, who's still acting. He does movies all over the place, even in the U.S. So yeah, so Franco Nero is the real deal. By the way, he gets around. He's still a good actor. Um, Django's a pretty much like the Clint Eastwood ripoff type of character. You know, he's the silent cowboy type. But there's one difference. He carries a coffin, and when he goes to the town, everyone wants to know what's in this coffin. But we don't know until later. And then you find out that this town is run by Mexicans and KKK gang members. You know, they don't like Mexicans or anybody that's colored. If you white or have a Southern voice, they probably let you off the hook, of course. Um, and Django later on, and one of the KKK members tried to mess with Django. Django defeated the guy, and then the KKK members decided to come to the bar and mess with Django. You know, Django shoot them all with the gun and left the leader alive, pretty much. And the leader runs out, comes back with his gang, and then Django finally pulls out the coffin and shows that he has a Gatling gun. It was a secret weapon, and he shot mostly all the gang members and leave the leader alive. So, because Django said he has use for him. Later on, the Mexican comes in. The Mexican gangs come to the town, and and they were friends. The Mexican gang leader and Django. And Django introduced him to his Gatling gun weapons. So you could buy 10 of these. You could get gold from a fort. So the Mexican gangs and Django teamed up to get the gold at the fort that shouldn't have placed. The Major was also there. The leader of the KKK was there. I guess he was dealing with money and stuff, hoping of the fort. You know, I guess for money wise. So they pretty much stole his money, and they robbed the fort army, the Mexican army, and they crossed the border, and then the Mexican bandits started celebrating, and Django used one of the prostitutes to trick the Mexicans so he could steal the gold, and he runs out the gold while one of the women gone with him. He tells a woman that he can't love another woman, so pretty much the coffin accidentally, fell down the quicksand, and fell down the quicksand, and they got to go get it back. Man, what a piece of shit luck, right? So the gold fell down the quicksand. The Mexican caught up with the gang. They caught him, and they decided not to kill him. So they decided to break his hands to teach him a lesson. Django got very injured. The Mexican runs off to go back to Mexico, and while the Mexicans are going back to Mexico, the Major and his men wait for him with the Mexican army and shoot all the Mexican bandits out, you know, kill them all. While the Django goes back to the town, and he had to leave the woman behind, the woman that loved him, the prostitute. And the Major comes back to the town, pretty much looking for Django. He shot the bartender. He walks out. He's going after Django, but Django got two broken hands, so he put the gun on the cross in the cemetery, while the KKK gang members start shooting Django a little bit, start shooting up, and then Django got mad and said, "You want to listen to this?" And he starts shooting the gun on the cross with the help of the metal cross as the holder for the gun to shoot the KKK members, and then he walks off. All in all, Django was good. I like the soundtrack too, by the way, but you know, you wish you wanted more from the ending. You know, you didn't want it like that simple. You know, you wanted more. But I mean, like I say, it's not a bad movie. I'm not saying that because of the hype. It was an enjoyable movie. It was good. Not the greatest, to be honest with you. But there's also a sequel to the movie called Django Strikes Again, or Strikes Back, I think. Hope I'm right. But check that one out. That came from 1987. It's the same actor, Franco Nero, revive his role as Django once more. And of course, this is the perfect time to talk about this movie. If you guys haven't noticed, there is a remake called Django Unchained, which will be coming out in the month of December. I think in Christmas of 2012, but I know it's December 2012. And take a while to get to him in the project, of course. Quentin Tarantino, who's old school movie style, just like me. He's old school to movies, of different genres, especially spaghetti western. And so the lead character in the remake is actually Jamie Foxx, and his version of Django is gonna be like a slavery theme, pretty much like as a black slave looking for a wife or a hope of a bounty hunter who's gonna help him out. So I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. What I'm only thing I'm scared of is that I hope Quentin Tarantino put no stupid um movie scores from old grindhouse scores or from old exploitation scores like he did with Kill Bill. Like I hope he put a authentic, Western score for the Django remake. I hope he does that. Not because it wouldn't match. Like if you play something like a samurai beat over a Django Western theme, it wouldn't look right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm kind of scared of that Django that Tarantino remake might do. But the story sounds good, and it's good to have a different take on Django. I heard Franco Nero, the original Django, also has a guest appearance in the remake also, but I don't know who he plays, so I'm not sure of that one. But I'm definitely gonna be looking out for a guest spot for him, and we'll be watching and be like, where's Franco Nero? I don't want to know, so you guys don't spoil it for me. So anyway, peace, guys, and see you.